बीच में एक बार आते हैं ना, एक मिनट में बीच में भी एक बार आती है, दूसरे मिनट के बाद एक चेक कर लेंगे, चेक चल रहा है क्योंकि मैं फोन करना उठना मुश्किल है। जब 10-15 मिनट का जब स्टेबल हो जाएगा ना, जब स्टेबल हो जाएगा 10 मिनट, देन आफ्टर दैट good morning to everybody, all the students. So today again Mmpc011 social process and behavioral issues. So I have to discuss today about the job stress, the week number 10, why the stress in the organizations it has happened, because due to so many reasons that we have to discuss. Stress basically it is in our bodies, physical, mental, and chemical reactions depending on the physical conditions and mental conditions, and some chemical reactions going on. Because of that, maybe due to some any circumstances, stress has come in. As per the medical explanations, the term stress is the body's general response to environmental situation. What are the situation in the environment? That based on these, the body will respond. So, as per the medical sciences say, so it can be lead to the following. If the stress is there, then what will be the problems? It may be a physiological discomfort. Your body is not performing well. You are feeling bad. Some kind of emotional unhappiness. You will feel some unhappy. You are not satisfied. Strange relationship with other people, maybe irritated, maybe aggressive. You are not behaving in proper. This is the basically when the stress is inside. Due to any reasons, so this is the outcomes or leads to three aspects. It can be lead to the following things, some kind of emotional intelligence. Stress is a dynamic conditions in which an individual is confronted with an opportunity, constraints, or demand related to what he or she desires, and for which the outcome is perceived to be both uncertain and important. Basically, any human, when things are not moving as per your desire, so maybe you will start, it is built up in your mind, why it is not happening, why I am not performing. That expectation level are not reaching, so desire levels. So it may chances of some sort of uncertainty. Because of the uncertainty, the stress build up. And it is a dynamic systems. According to different authors are saying, the stress is the interaction of the individual with the environment. because when you are interacting with the environment and your mind, your inner systems, so somewhere it is imbalance. So because of that, the stress is there. Job stress, normally the job stress are not in a particular one day. It may be different stages. So different stages it come. First, it will give you some alarm reactions. Something is not doing well, or something is not. So that time the stress is different. Is a low conditions, means alarm stage. You can say it. Then after that, some reaction stage when the stress is further increased, or some irritation or some of the uncomfortably start build up, and finally the that stress is undergoing declining stage. That is the exhaustion stage. So like this. So card shows like this way. It's the for initial shock stage. That is the alarm stage. uh, then it is a counter stock stage phase, different phase. Then finally, now after that is some extent is steady state. Resistance stage are may going longer time. Then it is began declining. Then slowly it will be in inverse invariably declining. That is a normal state of resistance basically. So there are basically the duration of the exposure of the stress has been divided by in three stages. Other way also we can think it is related to your performance and the pressures. Stress build up the pressures. So this stress or the negative stress occurs when there are too much stress that the persons cannot endure, and cope the nothing is done to mitigate its effects. The events have a harmful effect. So the area of the your performance will be badly affected. So that pin again is distributed in a low and high situations where the things are lying in three parts. First is your low pressure and your area of the performance area, that is the best performance area. Then after the high pressure area where the anxiety and unhappiness are more. Initially, it is because of the some boredoms, means low pressure, means you are not unhappy, or maybe a repetitive work because of that, or there is no growth in mind. So because of that, also the stress is coming. This stage are basically the low pressure type. The relationship between the stress and performance are showing here. Then after that, we have to go for the types of the stresses. There are basically three types of stresses. This is your physiological, psychological stressors, and your organizational stressors, and societal social stressors. So there are three, or I can say that the reason for the stress. Personal strategies to prevent and manage stress. Work-life balance is one of the important things. How to prevent? Now the question is how to prevent the stresses. So one of the most important mechanisms to manage stress and improve coping with it, strike a balance between the personal life and working life. So personal life and working life has to be balanced, and then the stress may not be happening. Other way I can we can see that what is your mind, some your family problems or family thinking that should not reach in the office, or office problems or office work cannot be come in the home. So there you have to leave it. Whatever the problems in your office, you have to leave it there, and you have to focus on your family. So that is the way you can release your stress levels, and you can balance the life also. And always think the positive, your mind should be on positive thinking, resilience should be there. Then you will be always thinking in a good things, happiness to be built up in mind, and some sort of your social support is also required. You have to togetherness, you have to meet frequently to the your relatives or neighbors, so that you can interact with the people more. So that way you can get the some social support also. Time management also another aspect, because in due time you have to finish it, what you are already programmed to this program. You have to breakfast or go to the office and come back and again. So what are the routine work you have to do it and try to finish it up within the time frame, so which are already set it, you have goals set it. So that time management is very important. If it is a slip, some of the lagging, then it is in the next activities it will affect, because you have to hurry, may not be give the sufficient time for that. So there are a lot of things are there, because everybody human are different type of responsibilities are there. So time management is very important, where we can prevent the stress. Then how to how to reduce the job stress. There are so many other processes also. I rather how to prevent the things or coping the stress. You can say that you should have a smart enough to that type of skill to control yourself, uh, to reduce the pressures, the stress, job stress. You have to some activities, that time activities. You have to read some, seeing something or listening the news, musics, or read the newspapers, or discuss something, or some sort of your telephonic discussions. It is required. So that is the way you can go to the park, move some of in the park area. Physical exercise is also important. You have a specific time, and that you time you have to exercise your things, so that your body can be from your activity can be, you can be get a more energy. Diet is also important. You have to take some good diets, so that it will give a required protein or the carbohydrate or some fats, whatever the things are required basically for human body. There are three things basically in the required, which are we are taking from the diet: protein, carbohydrate, and your fat. The three things are required balanced way. So you have to take some proper way of diet, so that you can have a good body. Then professional help is also required. If you feel something discussions is required, you have to take some professional expert, discuss with them and take the remedies. Time management is again one of the vital issues for the time management. So this is the way you can reduce your stress. Now, organizational strategies to prevent something. This is actually earlier I now discussed the personal levels, and now organizational strategies has to be taken. From the organizational point of view, from the HR department or the top management has to decide, so that stress should not be in our employees should be working very smoothly. There should not be any stress conditions. So job has to be designed accordingly. What are the job allotted jobs or responsibilities are given? So it has to be evaluated and see if we require some redesigning things or reducing or allocation of the jobs has to be modified accordingly. Goal setting also to be see if it is the goals set are accurate and relevant. It should be relevant for the particular individuals based on their capacity and capability. So that is also from the organizational studies portions you can prevent the stress. Burnout is one of the syndromes. Burnout stress syndrome, which is, in short, is BOSS, BOSS. The consequence of a high level of job stress, personal frustrations, and inadequate coping skills, don't know what to do, major personal organizations, and the social cost. Ultimately, it will in terms of leading to a cost of the company. And these costs are probably increasing because if we are not proper remedy, if we are not sorted out at that time, so it may increase and it will affect the other employees also. So as early as possible, you have to point it out the particular problem individual is facing, and you identify and you take some action for that. If treatment is required, okay. Otherwise, some isolation is required, okay. Otherwise, counseling is required or not. So that part has to be seen as early as possible. So that that burnout stress condition should not reach in that particular positions. So consequences, now let us see the consequences, why it has happened, burnout stages. The depletion of the energy reserves. When your energy levels are uh, reduced in the reduced forms, so you are not capable to cope up this particular, whatever the energy is required, you are not able to do these things. Lowered resistance to illness, because whatever the disease in bodily, that much immunity you don't have to resist the things. So immunity is one of the factor on the individuals, so that you can cope up the illness, you can fight against the illness. Increase the dissatisfaction and pessimisms is what exactly you decide you are not getting these things, and that because of that the dissatisfaction will start, and it is, sometimes it is very harmful. Increased absenteeisms and efficiency in work. Absenteeism will start if the consequences are like this. Then most of the taking a leave, or maybe a mental imbalance. So in the work also, the inefficiency, the productivity will be less. Uh, Altogether, the capacity will be goes down. And some of these stages are given on one stage when the people are very anxious, desire is more, new thinking. First time they have come across a particular work or activities, so a lot of anxiety is at that time, more energy is required. So it is that time, if we not capture the things, then stress will build up. Then chronic symptoms are also built up. Crisis is another of the things. During the crisis, you cannot coping up the take the correct decisions if we under the stress conditions. Hitting the wall because it says is just fed up. Basically, the fed up and frustrated. That conditions are if the stress is. These all the consequences are discussed. Now, the stressors are basically the reasons, causes, because of what it has happened. You have to see the physical work condition and the environment and noise, because of the noise, sometimes it's cold, long working hours. These are all are built up the stress. These are all are because of the reasons are for the stresses. An individual way, what will you have did? The reactions are basically your maybe the high pressure, high blood pressures, hypertensions, then your heartbeat will be increased, coronaries, maybe problems, ulcers, lot of things are the reaction starts. Uh, Emotional distress reactions also there. If the particular individual are not satisfied with the job, the stress will build up. So these are some of the chart has given what are the reasons, what are the causes of the stress, and what will be the reactions in the individual wise and the organization wise. Organization in this case, job satisfaction, job tension, turnover, absenteeism, strikes, accident proneness, output problems. In the output problems, in the case of quality or quantity, it may affect. So some of the reactions are given, and the reasons are given, and what are the reactions from this chart here. Now the safety, some few safety valves are suggested below. What are the remedies? Some of the remedies are given so that we can reduce the stress. There is changing gears, means at the time of you have to job changes, cut back of excessive hours, because you are working 12 hours, 10 hours. You have to cut down, you have to reduce the you take some rest in between. Exercise are also important. pampering yourself. You have to go outside for the market, or you can move some of the, or you can see some movies, or some shopping. So that way you have to pampering yourself for the recreation purposes, so that the stress can be reduced. Get involved. That is another way of to reduce the stress. You just involve, you discuss, you just open out what are the problems. You can share with the others your problems. Then it will reduce. Warm up slowly, then you have to exercise some of the things. And in the home itself, you can more bodily, you can concentrate on your body, and so that slowly your stress will be reduced. So there are so many another techniques are there. There is a relaxation process, meditation or something. Yoga is another part is there. So this way also you can reduce the stress also. There's so many ways techniques are there. And this area actually very important. Most of the globally it is a issues how to reduce the stress, because the environmental problems, external problems, personal problems, operational lot of problems and the issues are there. Apart from this, within this scenario, individual has to work and give a best performance. So that's why the area knowledge you have to aware of all these things. Now we have to go for emerging trends. What are the trends are going on in terms of your employee empowerment, operational citizenship behavior, operational inclusiveness, diversity management, positive approaches to work behavior. These are the area you have to see. First of all, now empowerment. What is actually try to understand what is the empowerment, employee empowerment. Empowerment is the process for enabling or the authorizing an individual to think, behave, act, and control work and decision making in autonomous ways. So you have to give you some access or area, some space, and to develop them so that he can perform his work individually and behave nicely, act nicely. There's no stress-free work, and he can control himself. And if the situations come, he can also take the decision making correctly. So that type of authorizations you have to provide, to build up, to develop particular things. So there are so many ways you can define. There's another, according to Richard Carl Nelson, he says empowerment is the process coming to feel and behave as if one is in power and to feel as they owned the farms. So you have to individually you have to feel power. I am the owner of this company, and what I am doing. That type of feelings, belongingness are very much required. So it should be free, and I have a authority to do this. So there is a hidden potential among the employees, which can be revealed through empowerment. And through this process, environment process, sometimes it has also happened that the particular employee is working, but he also don't know, doesn't know his potential, how far he can go, and what type of creation he can do it. So that's why from the organizational point of view, you have to search HR duties there. So the hidden potential has to be identified. Who are the employees are talented? That is a talent search, the way you can see it, and picked up them the particular and give us some space for that. Or may require you can change the job also, give you more responsibility, experiment for them, give a space for them so that your that potential can come out, and it is a help for the company. So accordingly, Brown and the lawyer, they are saying employee empowerment refers to the management strategies for sharing the decision-making power. Because if we not allow to particular persons, those who are really good employees, they should also be part of their participation in the decision-making process. They should also be so that they can allow them to share their opinions, and it has to be if it is a good ideas, then organization should accept it. So sometimes within the employee also they have a lot of ideas, and that so you have to empower them and allow them to come in the particular this mainframe, the strategy making process. So that is one of the area. The social structure perspectives are concentrated on redesigning or advancing the organizational policies, practices, and structure to provide power, authority, and influence over the work to employees. Another social structure in according to your social structure perspective, if you see in that angle, that organizations has to be concentrated on the redesigning and advancing the organizational policy. If the policy is latest and updated, and if the practices are to be world class practice to be there, then accordingly the structure has to be changed. The power, authority, everything that will in turn influence the your worker also, so that I can also participate and empower, feeling some empowerment and give the ideas. Psychological approach concentrate on the empowering employee effectiveness by developing their competence and self-determinations. If two things are in the developing stage, and the company is adopted for the developing the competency building, then the self-determinations, that is also your part of your employee empowerment. Critical, a lot of things are perspective the changes, challenges, the concept of the employee empowerment, and argues that the empowerment leads to less precise control over the if you empower the particular employees or your staff or workers, then you need not to monitor continuously. They can lead to the they can do their jobs. So it will ultimately reduce your time, and to control or monitoring time can be reduced. You can ensure the things that yes, they are performing the work and they are capable of these things. So empowerment, another way, I guess the principle of the employee empowerment applicable to management, allowing the employees to make decisions so that they have a power to take their own decisions. That type of situation you have to build up. And some key element of the employees empowerment are efficient hiring and systems and the constant training. So there are two key elements are there for how to proceed the empowerment applications. So first of all, you have to focus on the hiring systems. That should be very efficient hiring systems. And number two is it should be continuous training. So these two are basically the vehicles. They can start the empowerment of the your employees. Management role in the empowerment. In this case, in this process of the employee empowerment process, I can say that empowerment process management has to have some is a specific role out there. One is the brainstorming. So employees are motivated to share their views and ideas. So everybody should sit to some other places, and they can brainstorm a lot of ideas, and suggestions can be recorded, and it will be evaluated for that and take the final one. What are the good things that is required? That process can be repeated until the group narrows the choices and specify the numbers. That ideas can be collected, and again the debate or something, and countering, and then slowly you can get the good ideas. Another thing is a quality circle every weekend or in the Friday. Most of the companies they are in the every day itself also. The quality circle is a group of employees that assembles regular. They regularly assemble in a particular sitting and particular group decisions and taking what are they have done today and what are the outcomes, what are the shortfalls, and next day how to do it. So that way they can empowering the particular employees the day itself. So in the same time, they can understand the things which are the next day what to do it. So that way you can empower in this. This is a different type of brainstorming. It is not exactly the the main differences between the quality circles and the brainstorming is that the quality circle members are volunteers who summon themselves and conduct their own meetings. They are simply sit there and develop their ideas. So quality cycle assembles regularly before, during, and after a shift of the and after the shift to discuss their work, predict problems and purpose and workplace environment improvements, set goals, and make plans. So this is a little bit difference between the brainstorming and the quality. Quality is the regular basis, and brainstorming at the time of when the strategical things are strategically you have to take some major decisions. You have to participate, take the ideas or creativity or new product to be launched. Some innovation is required. So brainstorming is in that area. Management's role in the empowerment, another was this walking and talking. That is MBWA. This is another of the process that there's top management should come forward and they should reach to the frontliner or workers conditions where the actual job is executing or performing the job going on. So they have to visit there and they can along with the workers or they can work sometimes and discuss with them what the things are going. They can observe the things, and this is a motivate. Some sort of they will give a motivation to the workers. They will feel something, and that is also you can empower it. So simply working around the workplace and talking with the employees can be an effective way to solicit inputs. An effective way to prompt employees input is to ask and write questions and to use the open-ended questions. So there you can have a during the discussions and when you are working together, also they can have some idea. You can abstract the idea and you can take the inputs and immediately you can give it some answer also that time. So decision making process will be faster and the fast track decisions can be done here. And that is also some sort of empowering the employees. Following are a few things leaders can do to build an environment and empowerment people. So give power to those who have demonstrated the capacity to handle the responsibility. You have to identify the particular employees, those who are really capable to do, and they have a capacity. They have some knowledge, and they don't know how to demonstrate the things that capacity they have. So give a responsibility. So for individual growth and as well as for the other subordinates development purposes. So create a favorable environment in which the people are encouraged to grow their skills. So environment is also one of the important. In the culturally, you have to give a some proper face so that interaction will be more. There will be ethics and behave are properly. So that type of culture you have to develop. It will affect it will give a encourage to the your employees. So don't second guess other decisions and ideas unless it is necessary. Because once you have given a some responsibility or authority, so let it do. Or for so undermining is not required. So you should have a confidence and keeps them for sharing future ideas. Don't stop them. Please say something. What are your idea? So there should not be any dominating or some sort of things. So they have to allow to participate and sharing their knowledges. Give people discussions and the autonomy over their tasks and the resources. So people has to some sort of the discriminations also should not be there because he should give a proper resources you have to provide him so that he can perform it. And what are the taxes given? Now, empowerment has become necessary due to following reasons: motivations, creativity, job satisfaction, decision making. These are the if we Empower means basically if you empowering the particular your employees, then what will be the after effect basically? Due to following reasons, you will get the good environment. These are creativity. They will be more creative natures. Their job situation will be more. Decision making process they will be participate and they can also give the decision also. Loyalty in belongingness of the company and some sort of dignity will come up. Integrity also. And it is altogether cost savings. Moral will be boost up, management, employee, and relationship will be improved, or you can see the industrial relationships also improved. Direct accountability. There is no need to worry about these things. Their accountability will be directly. You can get it from their individuals. Job duties also to be accurately. You can get it. Team structures is also you can build up or it is already built, but based on this you can continue with the same team structure, or if necessary you can change it also. So everything are basically empowerment will become necessary due to following reasons. If the following reasons, it will be will get this benefit, otherwise we can say these will be the benefits of the empowerment. Now, advantage of the employee empowerment. Again, it is another way we can see it. That is advantage, as we said in the earlier slides, almost the same thing. Increase the productivity and reduce the cost. This takeaway, the advantage is this: having better service, we get the better service. Get compliance changes, improve the quality of work, collaborations, communication is boosted, turnover that is reduced, clients are much happier. So supplier or other the clients, if you have a good team, good skilled or are empowered employees, then client is also happy, supplier also happy. They can interact with the customer service nicely. So that way the reputation of the company and growth will be increased. Uh, some of the emerging trends or another thing is the disadvantage of the employee empowerment. Now some of the disadvantages is also there, but it may not be affect very uh, that way. If the power is given or authority is given, sometimes it has happened abusing the power, means he has not utilizing the power and properly. There are minimal chances of this. It may affect or some extent some international relations also, interpersonal relations, because if I have a more power, maybe other people may jealous or something, some jealousy will come. So maybe some extent the relations may be disturbed. And additional cost of training, no doubt undoubtedly the cost will be increased because when you are empowering the employees, maybe it may require a lot of training programs. Maybe some specialized training programs will be required, or maybe you have to hire some of the skilled faculties also for them to train them. So, so this definitely it will increase your training cost will be increased. So this is in the cost point of view, it is a disadvantage. But in long run, it will be gain. It will be gain. But momentarily, the cost will be increased, no doubt. Poor knowledge and understanding, it may be sometimes because the proper knowledge may or may not be gained. The chances are there because even though you are providing everything, there is a chance of misunderstanding or maybe the not clear cut understanding. That part has to be monitored, recheck all the things. Basically, most of multinational companies, big companies, when they are in the process of empowering the employees, they are giving so many tests of this. Lot of tests they have to take it so that the knowledge should be updated, and there should not be any poor knowledge because even though you are provided a lot of facilities or your environment, still some of the area may be unnoticed. So that's why to cope up the situations, you have to take some of the test methods so that really has achieved or not that knowledge part. Maybe it may be a percentage wise, maybe 2 or 3% people, it may chances that they are not understanding properly, but with a poor knowledge. So that is the part of the company to identify them and to may require retraining, may require or may be sent to again some of the area may be likely to be changed again. So this is basically the postmortem side effect or post effect of the things. So this is some of the arrogance. There is a chances of arrogance because if I am a power, I am a boss. Why you are not listening? I know each and everything. That attitudinal attitude changes. Maybe sometimes it has happened. Again, it's a very less things. He is not motivated because motivation level are very unique. It is a dynamic natures. Uh, Constantly motivation is a program is a very difficult task. So particular individual cannot be motivated every day, every month, every year. So in time you have to boost up. You have to see what type of treatment is required, or maybe job changing activities are required. It is a dynamic process. Once you have set it, one time you have given a training and you are thinking, okay, everything is over. No, you have to see the outcomes of the employees, what are the behavioral patterns, there if any changes required, little bit fine tuning is required, so you have to do it. That is based on again the feedback and the monitoring systems should be there. Then you can identify immediately where the areas is. So, security, another is security point of view, security and the confidentiality. Because especially when the employee is empowered, enough knowledge and even skill he has, competence is more. So other company or maybe he has a chances of leaking the some of the things, maybe because of the money or especially in the tendering time or expert in tendering systems. So it may chances of leaking of the all knowledge can be gone to the other company. That is the things. So that's why to cope up this all this disadvantage of the employees empowerment things. So it can be further reduced. Some of the things are most of the companies they are doing the knowledge management because if if the knowledge is somebody has leave the organizations due to any reasons, maybe in the retirement also. So then you should keep that particular his empowerment or his knowledge and what are the throughout the time he has done that can be recorded and stored somewhere so that the newcomers when they come they can follow these experiences what he has done earlier, what training he has already gained, that experiences you can take it out from the computer, stored somewhere. It may be in terms of video, in terms of his work activities or experiences, whatever he has done, that should be recorded somewhere. And based on these, the freshers can be follow these things, and they can also develop their knowledge itself. That will also reduce the sum of the cost also. So some of the disadvantages are there in the empowerment, but it is not very big issues that can be controllable. Means you can control it. Now, another thing, your organizational citizenship behavior. Here, actually, organizational citizenship behavior is a term that it encompasses anything positive and constructive that employees do of their own violations, which supports workers and benefits of the company. Employees who engage in OCB necessarily not be the top performers. But they always tend to go an extra mile apart from satisfying the minimum requirements of it. This is basically the one of the best quality for the leaderships, because those are the leader. I have to identify some of the employees, those who are very constructive, they are very positive mind, and you can select this particular employees and put them in such a way that they can motivate to the others also. So you engage them in this process, the organizational system, so they can develop more and more employees also. So it is one of the very crucial area where you have to make some team. They can challenge, they can take the any stages, they can do it, and they can go extra miles, means they can out of the box they can do it, and which is be satisfied for the minimum requirement. So apart, somehow it has happened also, because some of the people are happy with their jobs and they are always ready to do extra for the organizations. So you have to identify this type of employees, those who are ready to do extra works, and so that they have to channelize accordingly in terms of the organizational citizens doing those purposes. So implementations of the organizational system, how to implement it. So maximize the organizational performance. So when is performance has to be maximized. Positive impact on employees' performance and well-being. So you have to first the employees' performance and their welfare to be seen, and it is to be positive impact. Increases the productivity. So increases productivity will be increased. Appropriate use of the available resources. What are the resources we have? That has to be well balanced, should be there. So very judicially, you have to utilize this optimally. Optimization, basically the optimization of the resources is very important. Appropriate use. Strengthen the organization's ability to attract and retain the best employees. This is one of the vital issues. So first of all, to strengthen the employees, the organizations, their ability, and attract and retain the best employees. Because if your company organization is good, then it will be attracted from the outsiders also, outside people also. They are willing to join this company and they have to apply for this company. This is why you can hire the correct people, the available people will be more. So, and retain also, because the retain attrition will be less, because if you are a good strength organizations and you are giving all these facilities, so employees will be happy, they are empowered, so they are not willing to leave these organizations easily. So another point is more cooperative with the superior and colleagues, because if the culture is very good, the immediate bosses or senior top management are very cordially, there is no big level differences, and they have a interaction is more. So in cooperative way, in collaborative way, then it is improved. So cohesiveness of the company will be more. So more cooperative and superior and colleagues. The relationship will be very good bond. Increases employees' willingness to sacrifice their own comforts. Then lower the employer turnover and absenteeism, which I have now discussed. Positive impact on the productivity, efficiency, and customers. Customers also will be happy, and you can better way you can deal the customers also. Satisfaction apart from enhancing cost reductions. So cost reductions also to be possible. OCB enhances the productivity, free up resources, attract the and retain the good people, and it helps in creating of the social capitals. Then your practices. It is a sense of it becomes essential for the top management and the supervisors to focus on the motivating employees to engage in OCP. This could be achieved by various strategies as follows. One is a sense of belongingness. Though this is one of the very important, and your enlightening the supervisors. Those are the supervisors. They should have a enlightening because the seniors are always interact with the supervisors. If any problem they are facing technically or any personal levels, that always interacting and give a support to the supervisors. The recruitment. Also, it is a during the recruitment also they can better they can hire the peoples, good peoples. So environment is another of the area where it can be practices, and it should be properly paid also because you see that not only the your subordinates or the workers or maybe supervisors in the top management level also they should also have a that type of strategies where they can also in a part of these motions because really they can also motivate their themselves even in the director boards and in the chairman of the company they can also so top management is also to be in the part of these practices. Uh, Okay. Now, OCB potential pitfalls. Now, you see everywhere some of the problems are will be there, some of the issues will be there. So that you have to see the what are the pitfalls. So there are three main issues of the organizations have to be cautious of them when promoting the OCB in workplace. So when we are adopting or promoting the organizational citizenship behavior, so we have to be very careful. The workplace should be uh, good place because uh, this is the area you have to give a complete comfort zones, and newly that environment is very much required because you see, so it will ultimately affect the workplace itself. So workplace should be environmentally good, atmosphere should be good, then only it can be promote the opportunities. Otherwise, it will be a problem. Gender bias, because you see, if we keep in mind always the discrimination, some of the things, then it will be hampered. The research has shown that men are rewarded for OCB more than women. So, because women are expected to engage in certain types of citizenship behaviors, such as being altruistic and courteous. So more than men are less recognized because gender bias is one of the issues most of the companies because always they think men can do and accordingly and they are rewarded accordingly. Women cannot participate, they cannot engage more things. So they are expected to engage certain types of citizenship behaviors. But more than actually, it has seen the most of the men are rewarded for these things uh, because of the less than that is the less than the women. But it is based on the survey it has seen because they are seeing the human and the chain. 2005 they have surveyed and they have observed these things. So, and what is the reasons also they have given? Because of the women are expected to engage in certain other types of things. Because maybe the family aspect, they have to look after the families also. They cannot 100% full focus on the office or organization point of view. So there is some sort of relaxations and some sort of things are there. So that is the part things. And because it is proved by the phenomena, it has seen the men can devote more times in the organizations, and women are the dual responsibility. The responsibility will be more, so that's why as one of the area things. So, but equality should be there. Still, some of the companies are thinking how to develop how to reduce the gender biasing things. Maybe you have to put some of the in the office complex, some of the baby care room or some of the other facilities provide some support systems to be more required. Security is also one of the aspects for the in the case of women employees. So there are two, three aspects are there. If the fulfill of these things, then women can also can do a better than men in terms of your OCB. So they can also more rewarded for OCB also. Subject to these two, three things are support system of for the children and the family responsibility can be reduced or some support to be seen from the organization point of view, then women can also come up. They can also come mainstream. So organizational justice is also important. If some supervisors reward as the employee for exhibiting the OCB more than others, then some unfairness come and increase in the other cluster of peoples. They will not only lead to the decrease in OCB among those. So reward systems are also sometimes should be a very rational way, and their justice should be there so that some employees or cluster of people cannot start some sort of distance in their mind, and they cannot perceive the unfairness. This type of in the mind it is coming up. So that part has to be looked after. So reward systems should be very transparent. Should be very transparent. So there should not be any unfairness. So that all the employees are in a good positions. Conditioning is another issue, another pitfall. If the employees exhibit OCB regularly, and if it is awarded regularly, the level of OCB in the organizations would rise, and after some time, organizations get habituated to it. That is one of the issues are there. If we can solve these issues, the unfairness of the rewarded things. So conditioning is one of the important. Some condition, rule and regulation or policies are to be there, and that should be practiced. Also, we have to exhibit regularly should be there. Some not regularly in the sense the frequently. Award system should be there because by occasionally in the all level of OCBs can achieve these prize money or some sort of certifications or some sort of appreciations. But then it may be something reduce your then people will start thinking they'll be habituated for these things. So okay, no problem. By the turn, I will also give this award, no problem. If I do this, automatically I will also be parliament. So it should be in a very rational way and very transparent way, and the our system should be there so that can be boosted up. Always it can be in a tempo, so that yes, then they feel it is habituated. They feel some habituated. So things are very good things. So that type of things are there to do it. So I think I can be bit. Here I can say some of the areas. The Japan, they have already improved a lot of things because in the Japan, for the empowerment of the people, they have a yes. Here actually, just one another to add some of the more points. Japan given us some of the time for relaxation times. They have adopted new relaxation times they have given to create the empowerment of the peoples. They have given us some time to sleep, so that during the working time, even in the exercise are there. So after the exercise, they can sleep for some times to renovate his body so that they can also exhaust, they can get give some energy in the body, sleeping time, basically. Another thing, Japan can also, if they are improve or implemented exercise. When you entered in the office, they are allow you first 5 minutes you have to exercise so that your body can be improved and you can your stress will be less so that you can work very nicely. And it has happened also because if you take a snap, some sleep for 10-15 minutes or half an hour, then your brain will get some blood. So you get additional blood in your brain, and the activity that your activity will be more. Otherwise, it will be saturated because when you are working on continuously, so it will be saturated and frustration because the stress level is more. So you have to totally blank. So that's why the it has been practiced. You take some rest or some you can go to the restroom, you can take some rest, or again you come back in your job and you can start the work. So it is allowed. Some of the companies it is allowed also. Suppose, especially for the IT, your IT sector, where the very critical work is there. Completely you are sitting in particular one positions and you are continuously doing the work and sitting at same postures. So it has to be changed sometimes. You have to go away from. You can move around sometimes, 5 to 10 minutes, and then you will come back. And some small exercise is also required so that you can still. Another things in the Nokia and some of the company they have recruited some of the physiotherapists. Time to time, that physiotherapists are coming, they are round in the roaming in the particular different sections and see the particular this employee are sinking or not, or posture is correctly, they have seated in the particular sitting or not, and if required some of the exercise, they have to do it from the backside itself. Some neck problem, basically in the IT sector, there are knee problem are there. So to reduce these things, they are some recruited some of the physiotherapists. They can so that stress can be reduced and they can work. And it is proven. It is proven that the employee are feeling good and they can work more. So this is of one of the job stress can be reduced and other way so that the employee can feel good and their happiness will be targets. So okay, I think now I covered it. So finish it out and next tomorrow we'll another. So okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, namaste.